think Milton and I had a discussion a long time ago where he like educated me on this, where and I know this still remains true, so correct if I'm wrong. He personally felt at a younger age that your captain had to be in your core, you know, and someone down the spine,
Spine of your team.
Spine of your team. That way, it's you can relay messages more freely, you know. And I think we both had a debate about like it being like the goalkeeper, even if he's like the leader of the team. It's kind of weird to have someone who's so far back trying to command people in front of them to that extent. You get the first four, maybe the six in front of him, but getting to the front lines and changing things makes it a little more difficult. But I think that balance is key in terms of finding the person that has the armband that relays the direct messages, the emotional leader, the morale guy. You have a mix that makes it. You know, no one man can lead any team. You know, the phrase of what it takes a village. In this sense, it does too.
Yeah, fair point.
Absolutely. Actually, you guys said some things that I found interesting. So I agree that
surprise.
yeah, but like it does depend on the level of the players. Look, I will actually say this. I forgot to mention. There was a situation where two players that were pretty good leaders. One was great, said everything you'd want to hear in a leader, and another one said pretty much the same thing, but he was a bit cooler. The first one was a bit cheesier and cornier, but the other one got along more with the other players, and I think that's something we don't always pay attention to because I had this one player, the player I was talking about, the very first one, the one who was the perfect thing you wanted. He was a little cheesy, but not so much. He was also like a full half step, maybe a full step better than most of the other players, so they were going to follow him. But when when it's very close and you're cheesy and you're like, yeah, guys, all right, and some people just look at you like, whatever, they can't follow you. And I think we underestimate the power of charisma in a leader, especially with players. It's like actually they want to follow you. They want to follow you. Even if you say all the other things, but they're not listening, it doesn't matter. And sometimes you need that player who's a bit cooler, a little bit easier to be hooked with players. You guys also said doing it at training. IK, you said something about doing things at training. That's a very good point. I got this from my first club in France. And I had just started, and I was basically the assistant, and also he was bringing me on to eventually take over. And he told one of the center backs, he said, "Look, you organize the defense during the corner." The goalie, actually, I think it was. You organize the defense during the corner. You and the center back. If they don't do what you say, you tell me, and I will take them out. And that was immediately giving them responsibility and authority. It was like, you guys see everything. You control it. You organize it. You do this. Now, naturally, if you're on the field, if you're the coach, you want all of your players to know what they should be doing during the corner and what other players should be doing. But giving that responsibility and authority to the player and saying that in front of everyone, it's like, he has that authority. And particularly when you're a goalie, you naturally have to be a leader. You have no choice. You have to talk. You have to, for yourself, for your team, for your defense. We've all seen it when there's not a great communication, where the team doesn't have confidence in the goalie. I hate to say it, but you two know very well. Kepa with Chelsea. And you can see that was not a shot. It was
this one still bothers me because I keep saying it's not just on him. Don't compound that on him.
It's not just on him, but I'm saying you can see how the team reacted around him, and that is horrible for the goalie, horrible for everyone around. So that's one of those things. You give them authority and responsibility. And I also told my captains, because I did something in my last year in the US. I picked one captain. And actually, I'm gonna start over. I took this from Jurgen Klopp. Jordan Henderson was the captain. James Milner was the vice captain. And apparently, he had the team vote for the other two captains. They voted Virgil van Dijk and Gini Wijnaldum. I believe it was Stevie Nicol of ESPN FC who said, "Oh, it's very different now. Now they're allowing the players to choose, and that's not how we would have done it. But hey, that's just how it is. You got to make the players happy. Yada yada yada." I think he completely missed the boat because first off, he wasn't letting them choose the captain, the vice captain. He was letting them choose the third and fourth captains. So that's very different. Secondly, I have a strong feeling that Klopp knew who the players were going to choose. If you've been with your team long enough, you tend to know who they're going to choose. So he was probably very okay with them choosing Virgil van Dijk, and he probably didn't push them in that direction as well. And thirdly, yeah, it's right. This is how it is nowadays. You give the players more responsibility. They want it, they need it, they demand it, and it works. And so I did that with my team. I picked one captain. I said I'd have three. I picked one captain and let the other two, the players pick the other two. I had a feeling who they picked. They picked who I thought, and it went very well. Did it again for another team. And then I tried a full experiment where I said, you know what, new team, I'm going to let you pick all 3 captains. I was right on one of the players they had picked, and I wasn't sure on the other 2. And, it's giving them responsibility and authority. And I also told them, all right, you guys are the captains. But now, when I get on the team, I'm going to get on you 3 twice as much as I get on the others. You want the responsibility. You want the authority. It comes, well, not really authority, but it comes with responsibility and certain demands. And I think that starts at a very, very young age. I don't like the idea of born leaders, natural born leaders, although it happens. I think that takes away from the environment from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7 years old. If you could watch Lampard and Terry and Gerrard and Maldini and Buffon and Casillas and Raul when they were younger, you would see why they became leaders. It wasn't just they were born leaders. Like, you could see what was around them. So that's what I had to say on that. Sorry, I had to put that in real quick.
Yeah, that's good.
Any comments?
Real quick.
I know, right? It was real quick. You guys just there. Is he done yet?
No. But look, because you had some points in there I was thinking about that. For example, you mentioned the idea of, now I'm forgetting because look at that, it was a long soliloquy.
That's why you take notes.
Well, it looks rude to go like, anyway.
Thank you for checking out the ToroFoot Podcast today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and the subscribe button, and check out some of the other videos we have available as well. Thank you very much.